Hey guys, in this video I'm gonna show you the runes and masteries I use for Yasuo as well as his basic skills. Alright guys, so let's go over the runes for Yasuo. For the Yasuo runes, I have two sides, one side against AD and one side against AP. Let's start with the AD page right here. So we have 5 crit chance marks. I still take 5 crit chance marks, but only against ADs, since I think that the AD matchup is pretty good to still have this crit chance, since you're gonna duel most likely in melee range, which means you have a slight chance to actually win the trade due to the crit, and because of Yasuo's passive, you get instead 4.6% crit chance here, you get 10%, which is basically a lot, and it helps you winning trades. Besides that, I also have 4 times AD in here, also for the obvious reason to win trades. So for seals, I have 9 armor scaling seals. I take armor scaling over normal armor, since I think that in the matchup against AD, scaling is just simply better, because in the early game you're not gonna do the most of burst, but later on it will be heavier, so I think this is a really smart one as well. For the glyphs, I prefer 3 magic resist glyphs. I only take 3 because we are against an AD matchup, but I still want to have some kind of magic resist, so I decided to take 3 here. And 6 attack speed, which will give me a flat amount of 13% attack speed, combined with the quintessence, which I have 2 attack speed quintessence and 1 AD quint. So we get overall, we get 4 magic resist, 6 physical damage, 27 armor at level 18, 13% attack speed, and 4.6% crit chance. Remember, crit chance will go up to around 9.2, which is basically 10. Besides that, I take a lot of the attack speed because Yasuo's Q doesn't scale with cooldown reduction, it scales with attack speed. Alright, so let's go to the AP one. For the AP one, I have completely attack speed marks. The reason for this is you want to use your Q as much as possible to actually get the third stack of it, to actually have a ranged Q, so you actually can farm ranged minions, because most of the AP matchups in the mid lane are gonna be ranged and try to harass you. So this helps you to stack up your Q a little bit faster and then attack the minions from range. So for the seals, I take health per level. I again prefer the scaling runes on Yasuo more than the flat ones. Obviously we're gonna take armor against range matchups, so we go for the health ones here. For the glyphs, I really would say take complete magic resist. There is no reason to go for anything else, since Yasuo doesn't really provide anything from get anything from cooldown reaction, so I really think that magic resist is the way to go here. For the quintessence, I like to take 3 times lifesteal, since we are in a matchup that we are mostly gonna get poked a lot. Your Q triggers with the lifesteal. Oh, only the first 2, the knockup doesn't, the hurricane doesn't, so yeah, this helps a lot to sustain in lane. The 15% attack speed for more knockups, more range harass, more range last hitting. Health per level, pretty obvious. Lifesteal bonus to sustain in lane, and the magic resist to not get bursted down. Alright guys, this is for the runes. Let's go to the masteries right here. I'm gonna make this mastery page right now. So it really depends on what matchup you play. I personally prefer a double-edged sword always, since you're a melee, so you get a lot out of this. For Fury, or cooldown reaction, like I said, Yasuo doesn't really get a lot of cooldown reactions, so you're actually just gonna go for the attack speed here, and then like gonna go the tree up, down here. I like to take spell weaving and blade weaving, since you're gonna do a lot of EQ combos, auto attacks and stuff like that. Then we're gonna get 1 time Warlord. You don't really build too much AD on Yasuo, and I don't think that's any worth to get more points in here. 3 times Devastating Strikes, 1 time Frenzy, since of the crits, and Havoc. Alright, this is what you're gonna get in the offense tree. I think this is by far the best you can get. There's also another option when you can go for Butcher and Feast, but take out Double-Edged Sword and 1 point in Fury. But I don't really prefer this. I really prefer this build. And for the defense tree, we're gonna 2 points recovery, 2 points block, then 1 time, 3 times, and 1 time. So basically, really basic skilling in the defense tree. Remember, this is, in my opinion, the best offense tree scaling for him, and you're gonna get the most damage out of this way. Alright guys, this is for the masteries. Let's go straight into the game. Alright guys, this is my Yasuo guide. I will walk you through the basics of Yasuo, about the spells. So let's start right away. So his shield is his passive is a shield that blocks damage. The damage scales up from levels, so right now we are level 6, our shield blocks 90 damage. The shield grows if you move. If you only move like really slowly, it doesn't really grow quickly, but if you move bigger durations and bigger terrain, like up the river, down the river, and stuff like that, it grows quicker. So let's start this. Gragas is gonna pop my shield. It blocks 90 damage. I walk left and right. It doesn't really stack up fast, but as soon as I start moving down to the river, it really starts stacking really fast up again. Also, his passive gives him a double crit chance. So, alright. His wall blocks all the projectiles Gragas threw at me right there, but it didn't block Gragas himself, since Gragas' body slam is not a projectile, he just throws himself into you. Yasuo's Q is just a basic skill shot that you can do around him. It's longer than your auto attack duration, and as soon as you have 2 stacks, you can throw a hurricane that knocks people up. Alright. So his E is just a dash through whatever you want, minion, champion, it doesn't really matter. But as soon as you dash through one target, you can't dash through the same target again for a certain amount of time. Alright, so we can dash just through Gragas and directly through the Krabby as well. Alright. So, what we also can do is the E into Q combo. So if you E someone and Q right away when you're on them, your Q will spin around you and hit all targets. Alright. So now we have 2 stacks, we knock the Gragas up, and we can ult. Remember, you can only ult if someone knocked the target up, or if you knock them up yourself. Alright. Another trick you can do is E someone right away when you're auto-attacking, so your auto-attack animation gets cancelled. Alright guys, that's it for the spells. Let's go for the next one. Alright guys, let's go through this. Alright guys, this is my Yasuo VOD. This is a game I played a few days ago, so don't bother this guy in the bottom right you can see on the stream. This is just me talking in the stream, so there's no voice from the stream in here because of copyright and stuff like that, but I'm gonna go walk you through this. So I started with longsword and 3 potions, since Yasuo is really good at dealing damage early game against this kind of enemy we play against Azir right here. I can just like keep on dashing through the minions. This is what you want to basically do in the early game. You want to get some pressure onto the enemy. You always want to start with your E, and you just keep on dashing through the minions like I'm doing right there. You don't want to get poked too hard, so you stay a little bit back. He's level 2, we are level 2 as well. We win the trade really easily. We dash through the minion, eat him, pretty easy. We missed a Q there, that was pretty bad, but we just made it out with the minions again. We also have the potion advantage in this matchup, since we started with 3 potions and he started with 2, so I'm glad to take nearly every trade. Alright, there's the Nunu. We knew from the early game, Lee Sin Pink, that this guy's probably gonna invade, so Lee Sin started the red buff, was really smart of him. We poke him a little bit, not really scared to like get ganked from him at this point of the game, since Azir doesn't really have the damage to kill us, so we're playing pretty safe. We know he's at the bottom right side, so we play a little bit to the left here. Keep on dashing through the minions. Not gonna take too much damage. We also leveled the E second instead of the W at level 3, since it's not really good to get the W against Azir at level 3. So we keep on dashing around, keep on dealing good amount of damage to them. And again, dash through the minions. You take a little bit of damage back here. Not really the best trade, but since we have the potion advantage, we feel free to keep on doing this. And again, through the minion, knocking him up, zoning him, and E again through the minion. He gets into E range. I probably could have ignited an auto attack there and he would have died. Didn't do it though, but we pushed him out of the lane. Level 4 we're gonna get our W. So remember, level 1 E, level 2 Q, level 3 depends of E or W, and then straight back. Alright. So we know there's Azir space, so we just want to try to push this wave in as fast as possible, so Azir misses a lot to the creeps to the turret. We're gonna keep on pushing. Getting a little bit of damage to the turret here as well. I kind of feel that I can stay in lane here, since if I would base right now, I could only get Everest Blade and 1 potion, but that's really not what I want for my first base, and I feel kind of comfortable to stay here. So we're just gonna keep on staying here. Gonna try to be as useful as possible later on anyway, so we're just gonna keep on trying to farming up all the time. So what happened there is my MF was flaning the Leona for some stupid play or something, and so Leona decided to go mid because MF asked her to just leave the lane. Denies me a little bit of experience, but I'm just fine with that. Okay, so now I move into the bush. There's a Nunu in it. I pick for consistency. I could have just flashed away here, but since I see that Azir isn't following here on the minimap, you can see, and the Lee Sin was coming, so we basically just catch him out there, straight up win the trade. I get a kill, I get the red buff. Everything's so good. I probably should have based right here, but I got greedy and stayed, which was really stupid in my opinion. But I stayed. Probably pretty stupid though. Just keep on moving here. I'm watching what is going on there. So right now, I feel like I'm a little bit stupid to stay here, since I know that Azir still has his Ignite and his Flash. So it's kind of risky to just move around here. But I just don't want to miss too many CS, so I keep on staying here. I take a lot of damage right there. Windwall was also too late. I could have blocked the Q soldiers. You can block the Q of him, so you can't block the damage or anything, but you can make them stop. That's the only thing you can do. Could have probably windwalled there, trying to get as much CS as possible on the turret. I don't get any. Okay, I get a few there. Right now, I just feel I could have died there, so I flashed. It was really stupid of me. I'm picking for consistency since I don't really want to leave the turret right here, since that will like lose me a lot of experience and creeps. So right now, the Azir fails horribly. I'm not gonna get greedy or to chase him or anything. I'm just gonna keep on pushing the wave in. I'll let Lee Sin do the job though. Just gonna get the creeps. Alright. Lee Sin is getting the Azir. I'll move in to get a little bit of cover if someone is coming, but we got a straight kill there for nothing. I'm just gonna continue to keep on farming here. I know that Lee Sin is close, so I'm kinda comfortable. Also, if Nunu comes, I can just windwall his Q, his E. So that's not a lot of big of a problem. And I'm just gonna base here, 1.8k gold. So that's already a lot of. We would need 2.5 for the static straight, but I don't prefer to rush static anyways. So well, let me see. Yeah, we go for the Zeal and the lifesteal here compared with the boots. So we have a lot of sustain now in lane against Azir's poke. We have the movement speed to maybe dodge something of him. And yeah, there at the top lane they were trying to chase down a Ranger who was ulting, but they didn't get him. It was, by the way, a full tank Ranger in this game. So we're just gonna continue to keep on fighting here in the mid lane. As soon as I come back, I'm gonna try to use as much as my level advantage as possible. Also, I have the item advantage right there. He's really far behind right now at this point. So we bait him into as close to us as possible, starting to stack up our Q, and then we feel ready to go. So we just go. I probably could have ulted there, but I didn't see the reason though, because the ultimate cooldown is really low in the late game, but in the early game it's still somewhat high. So we just keep on dashing around here, getting as much damage on him as possible. I really didn't think that Leona would do this, so I backed off there. It was maybe my bad. I'm taking the turret, that's also really bad, and the Blitzcrank just misses a free hook, which saves my life there. Leona's still gonna die though, but I really didn't expect her to do this. That was probably my bad. I could have followed that earlier, but I really didn't expect to do this, and I really don't prefer to dive people while not having any vision. I'm pinging that for consistency to someone to help me push the lane in if someone is maybe coming, but I'm feeling there's no one coming, so I can just go base here again. I really didn't prefer that trade, but it was an okay trade since Azir lost all the CS, but it could have gone horrible. If the Blitzcrank would have hit this hook on me there as well, we could have maybe both died if someone of the enemies would come as well. So it was a really risky play, but in the end it was okay-ish. So yeah, we go back to lane right here. Top lane looks fine. Actually, the Vladimir was losing the early game against the tank Rengar. I didn't really pay too much attention to the other lanes, since I knew that I couldn't gank top lane. If I would gank top lane, that would not do anything. The only lane that I could roam to would be bot lane. Azir keeps on pushing the wave in. We're just gonna freely CS them away. Missing a CS like a Scrub Lord. Alright, so we have the wave close to his turret again. We really want to go ward here, because I really think it's time to ward there. So we're just gonna look out. Right, that's it for the Yasuo early game guide. I hope it helps you guys a little bit in the early game. I'm sorry but this is my first video, so don't judge it too hard. I'm gonna improve for sure. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time.